D-Wade, Ocho, D-Wade says the first moment he thought LeBron might leave Miami is when Pat Riley took his cookies. See, Pat Riley's trying to show, I run the show.
That's too
now
much.
Look at you.
That's too much. That's way too
You're
much.
doing too much.
You don't.
You mean to tell me you trying to prove a point, so you take the man cookies?
Hey, Unc, you never bother a person's flow. In which way they travel, a routine in which they like to eat, in which they like to prepare. You never do that. That has nothing to do with the game of basketball. I understand trying to set a precedent. I understand control, but over abusing your power.
Cookies, Ocho.
Come on now. That's
you
too
took
much.
the man cookies.
So, hey, I have a question. Do you think there's a chance? You think that might have been the last straw?
Yes, because there are some things that LeBron wanted, like Maverick and Randy potentially traveling on the plane,
right,
having access like that he had in Cleveland, so forth and so on. We know Pat Riley limited that if he didn't mix it all together. Okay, fine. Probably, but here's the thing. You knew that when he came in there, because LeBron's going to lay out what he expects.
Right.
When he went to the Lakers, he told Magic, Randy, blah, 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 blah. Gonna be on a plane, gonna travel, Rich Paul, Maverick, Okay. Do you want I'm sure when Tom Brady went to Tampa, I need
Alex,
my guy, to be here.
Yeah.
I need him to be able to set up, so forth and so on. Okay, you knew that. You knew that. You get the man there. It's almost like a recruiting visit.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna start once I get your ass on campus. You done sign that letter of intent. I do what the hell I want to do. Now you can't do that anymore because them guys jump in the portal on your ass. Oh, excuse me. They jump in the portal on your tail, Ocho, and then you in trouble.
Right.
But I don't get this. Pat Riley, I mean, there are some things that he said about, he was telling Phil Jackson, and Phil Jackson, he got up like LeBron wanted to stay, and then like for Thanksgiving, blah, blah, blah. And I can see now. I can see now to do that.
Right.
That's petty. That's you trying to show I run the show.
Yeah. I mean, see, and that's unnecessary because think about LeBron staying a few extra years in Miami. How many more rings do they get? But you sacrifice that because you want to prove a point and showing that you're in a position of power.
Now look at you.
And you want to over abuse it. And even now, the stuff with Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Jimmy's right. I'm not saying Pat is wrong because internally I'm not there. But there's always an issue where there's a power struggle. It shouldn't be a power struggle. If you want to do one thing, the main thing should be the main thing. If you're part of the Miami Heat, Pat Riley's main goal should want to be winning championships and having the best team, the best product on the court to do so.
Ocho, if cookies were the issue, do you know how many cookies would be on that damn plane?
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Where do you want the cookies from? Are these gourmet cookies that we need to go to a special shop?
Right.
Or these regular Chips Ahoy or some type of chocolate chip that we can buy from a local grocery store? I just need to know, LeBron, what it is. Because I promise you, there is not a superstar player in any sport. Let me ask you a question. If Shohei Ohtani shows up and says he wants something special, they're going to have, if he says there's a Japanese cuisine that I need to have before every game, and I need to make sure when we travel, I have it, I guarantee you they're going to have it.
Absolutely.
If Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, if whatever superstar player, if Shea goes to OKC, I don't know what the delicacy is in Oklahoma. I've only been there once.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, if Shea says, I want this on the plane, we're going to have that. I mean, little old me, I said, Mike, we want to watch the fight. Mike would have it. Mike, we won't need this on the plane. Mike would get it. You mean to tell me you took LeBron James cookies? For what?
Right.
If LeBron's overweight, I said, hey, bro, you need to cut back on these.
Right.
When has LeBron James not been in shape? We marvel at his body in year 22.
Pause.
We've done that since he was gotten to the league as an 18-year-old rookie.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There's not a time that LeBron has not been in shape.
Right.
But like you said, this was a power trip.
Yeah. But
you won the battle. You lost the war, Pat.
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Now we don't even have a chance to come out the East. I think matter of fact, we still coming out the East. Go ahead.
No, you're not. Y'all can't beat Boston. Y'all can't beat Cleveland.
Whoa.
Y'all can't beat the Knicks.
What? We can't what?
Beat Boston, Cleveland, or the Knicks. Not in a 7-game series. Y'all might win a game, but y'all ain't winning 7 games. Y'all not winning 4 games.
I know. I just want to get excited. I just want to get excited. I know. We need 2 more pieces.
And you hear how D Wade explains it? D Wade said he knew he was upset. So that man pushed back from the table and he didn't play cards no more.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't mess up my routine. Don't mess up a routine that I'm probably think about how long LeBron been doing that routine of having those cookies on that flight.
Yes.
Man.
Yes.
Man, let me get up out of here.
And I mean, I've heard this is not D Wade is not the first person that I've heard LeBron crazy about chocolate chip cookies.
Right.
And to do that, I thought that was petty. I think it was unnecessary. But I think it was Pat Riley trying to prove a point that I run this show. And if I don't want no cookies on this plane, ain't gonna be no damn cookies on this plane.
Unnecessary.
And LeBron says, you know what? You're right. This your ish.
Yeah. I take my show on the road.
Kevin Durant is expected to be traded this offseason via reports. The Mavericks have shown interest in paying him and Kyrie and AD. Hey. What's KD's best landing spot, Ocho?
Hold on. This is gonna be funny. Let me see if he answers.
I'm trying to figure out who got the assets. Hell, he probably played. No, they played last night.
What? In Dallas?
Man, if they can play him, if they pair him with Kyrie and AD.
Damn. He answered.
Yes.
He probably saw my name and he answered on purpose. Man, he probably watching the show. Listen, do you think, what's the chances? Let's say if Kevin Durant is able to go to Dallas with Kyrie, what do you think their chances are at winning a chip? You sure?
A great chance.
So that's the one piece of the puzzle that's missing.
A great chance. I'm positive.
Oh shit!
You pair KD with KD with AD and Kyrie.
I'm talking about how that's a 2-headed monster. Man, that's a 3-headed monster, man. I just thought about that. Hold on, Unc. Hold on, stay with me now. Why not go over there in LA?
Yes.
With Luka and Braun.
Yes. I don't think he wants to pair with Braun. I think he wants to compete against Braun. I think a lot of people were surprised that he paired with Steph. Normally, historically, transcendent great players don't go pair with other ones.
Okay.
But and plus the Lakers don't have anything to give up. They don't have any draft compensation. Now, had they saved that compensation, what they gave up for Russ to get Russ and gave up all those assets, they would have had some assets, and who knows? But I think in order for the Phoenix, they gave up a lot to get KD. They gave up a lot of picks. They're going to try to claw some of that thing back. I think Book is the only untouchable. He was drafted there. They traded. Bradley Beal's going to have to waive his no trade if he's going to go somewhere. We'll see how that pans out. But KD is the piece that they can extract the most draft capital and player for. Because I don't think they're moving Book. I mean, I met the Suns owner, Matt Ishma. I went to the WNBA All-Star game and had an opportunity to meet with him and talk to him, and he was great.
Yeah.
But I know he wants to win. Spend that kind of money, Ocho. I'm trying to win. I ain't trying to win. I'm trying to win yesterday. Damn tomorrow. Yesterday. So, and KD gave me, said, look, I cost a lot, to come in there in the middle of the season, not have any, time to work. But I think KD wants to win a championship. And he's gone 2 places. Right.
Yeah.
2 places, and it hadn't worked out well.
I really thought that stop in Brooklyn
was not
I thought
a
them boys were
success.
gonna be hell, boy.
Phoenix is not a success.
I thought them boys were gonna be hell, boy.
It'd have been interesting had the situation. Well, he got, first of all, when he got there, he was hurt. So he didn't play the first year, Ocho. And then Kyrie got nicked. So Kyrie didn't play. So they're playing good, them and Harden, and then, Harden like tweak his hamstring. Kyrie steps on somebody's ankle. Right. And that's the second year, and they got beat in the divisional round, the semifinals. The next year, with that COVID issue, and it just, Harden gets traded. They move on from Kyrie. KD's like, bro, y'all ain't finna leave me here by myself. I see where y'all going. Let me go elsewhere. Boom, boom. And he ends up in Phoenix. James Harden goes to Philly. Now he's in the Clippers. Kyrie gets traded to Dallas. Kyrie wanted to go to LA, but they was ticked at Kyrie, and it was not going to trade him where he wanted to go. He lands in a good spot with Luka in Dallas. And the rest is, as they say, history. But Kevin Durant with the Dallas Mavericks, with AD and Kyrie, oh yeah, that's championship there. Yeah, they're going to be first or second favorites to win the championship. Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. They got a guy that can man the back end. Now, it all depends on how much they got to give up. But even if you got to give up, I mean, they're going to probably want all your picks for the foreseeable future, which you don't care about because you feel you're going to be picking way down. So that's not going to be in the lottery.
Right.
So they're going to want a bunch of unprotected picks. They're going to want pick swaps.
They're going to make it happen. They're going to make it happen. The fact that it's coming out, this early, and now you got to have that on your mind and, obviously block it out and finish the season, the right way. That's crazy how that happens.
Today, The Athletic reported the Mavs had an issue with Luka smoking hookah and drinking beer. Makes no sense. The people who witnessed Luka's last days in Dallas do not paint a flattering portrait of the 25-year-old's professionalism. They called him lazy. They talk about the weight issues that with such frequent frustration within those walls. They mentioned the social habits that Athletic has reported on, such as taste for beer and hookah, which have been a point of concern for NBA types since he was 19-year-old star for the Real Madrid, who was entering the NBA draft. They predict his basketball demise, highlighting health history that is some will likely lead to catastrophe in the next 5 years or so. Damn. Look, Ocho, I mean, he's 19 years old. He's been a professional since he was like 16. He's been playing. Look, it seems to be the thing now is going to the hookah bar or the hookah lounge or whatever the case is, and you smoke hookah and have a good time. Clearly, you remember last year he had a beer and Michael Finley took it out of his hand. I don't know what's true. I think two things can be true. I think they were scared to pay him $345 million. I also think they was concerned about his professionalism and the way he conducted himself, not only off the court, but on the court as well. Go ahead.
Wait, on the court? Luka on the court?
They got tired of all the arguing, all the moping, the pouting, and things of that nature.
With the refs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
okay. Listen, that's to me, I would think Luka reminds me of a great player I played with. Arguing with the refs when he felt he deserved the call, he didn't get a call. He goes back and forth with the refs. TJ Houshmandzadeh. He reminded me of TJ. And most of the time, 9 times out of 10, TJ was right, especially when we went back and watched film. Now, when I look at Luka, all I can see, Luka plays the game a certain way at a very, very high level where he's top 3, maybe top 5 in the NBA right now. Correct me if I'm wrong. So you mean to tell me, as good as Luka is, they don't want to pay him the money they want to pay him because he has an issue with beer and he has an issue with smoking hookah. Can I tell you what other players might be doing as well that might not display the same behavior, but still getting their bag?
Yeah.
Can we think about you? You're an NFL player. You play with linemen, linebackers. They drink, they smoke. But when it comes time to performing, what do they do when they show up on Sunday? They do what?
Get the job done.
Okay, they get the job done.
I think
that should be the bottom. That should be the bottom line. Now, finding reasons why not to pay someone and saying, "Well, you smoking hookah and you drinking beer is the reason we don't feel like paying you." But the production that you do want as a player for that franchise is showing up.
Yeah.
Now it's hard for me to even talk about something like this when I don't drink at all, and I don't smoke no hookah. Now my issue is cigars, so it's hard for me to kind of interject and understand where people will come from. When the main goal for me, the main thing is always the main thing. What are you doing once you touch the field or once you touch the court? That's what I'm paying you for. Now, what you choose to do in your own time, that's on you. Now, when it affects your play and your production, now we got a problem.
I think the thing is that they felt Luka being a leader, he should be a little bit more professional as far as, okay, don't smoke. I like I said, this is speculation, Ocho, and I hate speculating and conjecturing. But for them to get off a player that's 25 years of age, that's a 5-time All-NBA player, at this juncture of his career, he has more first-team All-NBA selection than LeBron did. And he's the quickest to 5,000 points. When LeBron James was the quickest of 1,000 all the way through 35,000 or 40,000, he was the quickest. And he's 3 games ahead of what LeBron was at the 5,000 point pace. With that being said, Ocho, I think the thing is there's a combination. There's a lot of things that work here. Paying him $70 million a year until he's age 30. The habits, because guess what? Those habits, as you start to get age, now your body starts to break down and we're on the hook. We see now all of a sudden that 3-year extension for Joel Embiid at 193, it ain't looking too good, is it, Ocho? It ain't. So, and that's how you have to, and for me, look, I'm always going to be pro player because I always want them to get their money because the team's making money. But as being a business owner myself, you understand there's certain things you try to protect yourself against down the road. And so, and people always like pay. It's easy to say when it's somebody else's money. Imagine when when some of you feel somebody's trying to take advantage of you. I give you like somebody's working and you're like, man, you're trying to overcharge me. Nah, I'm good. But if it was somebody else's money, you would pay it. In this situation, and there's some truth on every side. Maybe Luka. I don't think Luka, everybody ain't going to have the work ethic as LeBron, Kobe, and Jordan. Okay, let's go ahead and clear that out. There's a lot of people do things a lot of different ways. There's more ways to get to the bottom of something than just going straight to it. With that being said, I understand. I might not agree with it, but I understand the Mavericks take. We got to pay this guy $70 million a year.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. I understand.
But I get Luka's like, and maybe this is what Luka needed, Ocho. Maybe because I don't know if Luka realized how good he can be. Because once you start having success, you remember like when you worked out really hard that first offseason and you had that success, you became obsessed with having that level of success. So it was nothing to get Ocho when somebody said, Ocho, come on. Nah, bro, I got to go get this work in this morning. I got to work on these ladders. I got to work on these cone drills. I got to work on this high hand-eye coordination. I got to get that done. Luka ain't going to never have nobody like LeBron. He ain't going to have nobody like Dwight Howard. He ain't going to have no caps on his shoulder. He going to look like that. He get in shape, he going to look like Jokic. So if y'all think he going to have caps on his shoulder like LeBron, and Dwight Howard, that's not what he is.
Right.
But I do think now, when you get traded, you get released, it's a wake-up call. Because you feeling good, Ocho. That's why he was so hurt by it, Ocho. Because think about it, this shook the NBA. They said never have a player of this caliber been traded that didn't ask for a trade. Kareem asked for a trade.
Right.
The greats asked for trades. He didn't ask for this.
Right. Now, You know, it's funny. You gave me your perspective of being a business owner and not wanting to invest that kind of money in a player. But to me, it's still some type of red flag where I'm really not believing the reason you don't want to invest that type of money based on the accolades that you just ran down with this young bull has been able to do in such a short amount of time. It got to be more to it than some goddamn beer and hookah. It got to be more to the story.
What they say they called him lazy. They talk about the weight issue. There was such a frequent frustration within the walls. They mentioned his social habits that the Athletic has reported on. Taste of beer and hookah, which have been a concern for NBA types since he was 19. So he came into the league, and you had, but the problem with Ocho, they say they predict his basketball demise, highlighting a health history that, as some see it, will likely lead to a catastrophe in the next 5 years or so.
Oh my goodness.
Ocho, this is what we know. This is what we know, having played the game. Those teams, see, when players think they're doing something and the team doesn't know, that's where they run afoul at. When you got that kind of money, you tell me what Dallas Cowboy player is doing something that Jerry doesn't know about.
They know everything, huh?
Jerry got the police. That's why everything, the little foul stuff that they can handle. NFL teams, they have FBI level security. They know everything. So when you tell me, oh, we're going to do our homework, we're going to read it,
Hey, hold on. The funny, you talk about Jerry. We talk about all 32 teams.
Yes.
All 32 teams in the offseason right now, wherever you're at in the world, they know what you're doing. They know who you hang around. They know where you like to go. They know what you're spending. They know everything. It's different.
Yeah. It is. And so it's going to be very interesting to see, Ocho, because we got some guys coming up. Jaren Jackson Jr., he's coming up in line.
Yeah.
He wins Defensive Player of the Year. He's eligible for a Supermax, 5 years, $345 million. We're about to find out. He's not as credentialed as Luka.
Wait, how much again?
5 years, $345, which is $69 million a year, fully guaranteed.
Hey, it's too late for me to play hoop.
It's too late for you to play hoop, Ocho. Should have gotten to that thing a little early. Here's the problem, Ocho. The problem is that, let's just say for the sake of argument, none of this is true. You're selling the man's reputation. You're selling the man's reputation. Now, we've seen it, but now, because we've seen him smoking hookah and drinking a beer, they kind of, they kind of dodged the bullet because they got him on camera smoking hookah and drinking a beer. So it's hard to sue for defamation. Huh?
Can I do something? Who don't drink beer, outside of me? What athlete doesn't? What athlete doesn't drink alcohol outside of me? What athlete doesn't smoke hookah outside of me?
Weed? I don't know.
I mean, we come on now. What are we talking about? I understand. Now I understand both sides. I got you, but I'm just saying using that as, and then lazy and social issues and like, what does that have to do with playing? Again, from the business side of things, I understand. What are you doing for me? Every year, you tell me all the time, in the NFL, players every year, they got to update their resume. And every year,
Luka damn sure update his.
Man.
I'm surprised they got to this. A lot of people say they would have just given them the money. Boy, whoo. It's going to be interesting. I think moving forward, Ocho, we need to pay attention to this. Because if Luka don't get the Supermax, who the hell going to get it?
Ja? Anthony Edwards? Shea?
Shea can get, I think Shea can get 290.
That ain't enough.
I think he can get 290, 5 for 290. I think.
That ain't enough.
Right at 60 a year. I have to check my math. I know Jaren Jackson is in line for that. Jaren Jackson Jr., his father is the senior. So it's going to be very interesting to see coming down the pipe I don't know how much of the game that you watch, but I could tell Luka was a little nervous. Obviously, he wanted to have a big game, and that's what you want to do when you play your former team, Ocho. You don't need to prove them wrong. You need to prove you right because you know what you can do. And Luka, with the exception of the game against the Nuggets, he's kind of struggled with his shot. It's going to take him a while to get his legs, to get in the feel of things. He's learning a new offense, learning, obviously, never played with a guy like LeBron, but this is going to prolong LeBron's career. I can see LeBron playing another 2-3 seasons after getting Luka. But watching Luka last night, he's special. Everybody knows it. He can pass out of the double team. You see, they did a great job. They tried to, he got going early, and then they trapped him, doubled him, blitzed him, want to get the ball out of his hands, and he made the right plays more times than not. But LeBron came to the rescue in the fourth quarter with 16 points, 16 huge points, made every right play, and it was a good win for the Lakers. Don't take too much solace because they were playing without Anthony Davis, playing without Lively, and they was also playing without Daniel Gafford. But I like the Mavericks. I think the Mavericks, once they get once they get AD back healthy with Kyrie, and the way Kyrie can play off the pick and roll, the way AD can play in the pick and roll, mid-range, can score at all three levels. I think the Mavericks got a good team. But I was really impressed with the Lakers and how they were able to finish this game off, even though the Mavs were undermanned.
No,
Ocho, let that go.
I'm focused.
We done moved on with that.
Hey, listen, I'm locked in. I'm locked in.
I see it.
I'm locked in.
I see it.
Listen,
it's still
I'm thinking about
in
the
your
bag.
head.
I'm thinking about it. I can't let nobody trick me out my spot. Yeah. Hey, can I tell you something? You know, I heard somebody talk about like if
you're not gonna get tricked out your spot, I got
you ain't hiring no more. You know, I just got a new job. Yep. Can I tell you? I'm gonna see you on Monday.
You got to do it. Where you working at? Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And matter of fact, hey, guess what else? I'm gonna see you on Tuesday morning too.
Ocho, the jersey Victor Wembanyama gave a child sells for $73,000. The jersey Wemby gifted a fan after the December game sold for $73,000 days after the Spurs star season ended. The decision to sell the jersey so quickly raised the possibility that the child's parents had planned to sell the jersey all along. Golden declined to go into specifics of the seller or how long the company had been in discussion to sell the item. Despite the injury news, his memorabilia market has been impacted by the short term. A rookie card of his sold for $860,100, a record price Saturday night on Golden, in addition to the jersey. Ocho, you like this?
I mean, listen, I'm sure it was a fan that, like you said before when we talked about this, a fan that was sitting courtside. In order to sit courtside, I'm sure the family, obviously, you have to have some kind of good money. You got to have some kind of good money, man. But obviously, a huge spike in chunk of cash like that, you know, not knowing their financial status, I'm assuming they felt that was more important or more valuable than actually having the jersey itself.
But you know what this does? Now guys are not going to want to get fans.
Yeah, you're right.
Because I'm gonna look up and I'm gonna see it on Google. I'm gonna see it on one of these auction sites.
Right.
If that's the case, hell, I keep it myself and sell it. That's what I hate. Look, like you said, I don't know the financial decision of this situation, but it's hard for me to believe that young man could be sitting courtside and they hard up for money. Because like you said, courtside isn't cheap.
Yeah, you're right. Well, hey, wait a minute. It depends on the team now. It depends. Now, Lakers courtside seats.
That was at the Lakers.
Courtside seats. That's expensive. I don't even want to know the number.
Lakers, probably the Knicks. I think the Knicks would probably be expensive also.
So San Antonio.
Maybe Boston.
What you think?
No, I think where were they at, Ash? Were they at the Lakers game or were they in San Antonio? I think they were at the Lakers.
Well, hey, listen, Lakers courtside seats, man. That's a down payment for a car, man.
Oh, I could imagine what those tickets went for Luka's first home game.
It's crazy, huh?
Can you imagine what those went for?
You got,
let alone the playoffs.
Hey, don't even tell me.
Man, please. Ocho, 29. It was a Nets game. Nets. They're at the Nets. Zion Williamson has reportedly made major strides in losing weight in recent months. He's currently weighing 264 pounds, which is the lightest he's weighed since the team drafted him in 2019. He's listed at 284. Huh?
How much you say he weighed?
264.
Okay, that's good weight. Yeah, that's good weight.
He's listed at 284 on NBA.com, meaning he's dropped significant amount of weight since the start of the season. He signed a 5-year, $197 million extension that he signed with the New Orleans in 2020. Comes with a handful of stipulations to protect the team from injury struggles or failure to maintain his weight. One such condition says that Zion must keep his combined weight and body fat percentage below 295 and guarantee 20% or to guarantee 20% of his salary for the next season. So let that sink in, Ocho.
So they got weight incentives on the salary?
Yeah, they got weight clauses. You want this bread?
Right. Hey, I kind of like that. I kind of like that because if you have someone that's young, and he's struggling, you understand his dynamic and how great he is when he's on the court. He hadn't been on the court. Who has a problem with his weight? Who has a problem with injuries because of the weight he's carrying? Who has bunnies? You know, bunnies is hops. I'm just trying.
I know what it is. Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm just trying to make sure you know what it is. Who has bunnies the way he is and having to bounce and pound the way he does? He's better suited at a much smaller weight than what he carries. So I like the clause that they have in this contract, forcing him to stay under. You want this money, young fella? I'm giving you an incentive to keep your weight down to where we feel you can play your best. I like it.
I can motivate you by fear. I can motivate you with money. Mm-hmm. But the only thing that's sustainable is self-motivation. Because you'll get enough money, then it won't move you. I can scare you enough, and then there's just idle threats. At the end of the day, if you're not a self-motivated person, there's no amount of money. Because eventually, you are what you repeatedly do. Therefore, it's not a singular act, it's a habit. So all that stuff, there's a reason why. Go look at the greats. Forget the super ultra rich, but go look at the greats. LeBron James plays like he ain't got a dime. Michael Jordan played like he didn't have a dime. Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, all those greats, Ray Lewis, Michael Strahan, Reggie White, all the greats. Ocho. Because see, it's not the money that's motivating them. It's self that's motivating them. I can feel you. I'm going to find you, Ocho. If you don't come, eventually, you become desensitized to being fine. You become desensitized at what point? How much money do I need?
Hey,
I just hope he gets it. Say, you know what? Damn it. Enough of this. This is embarrassing. I'm a professional athlete. And these people got to put clauses in my contract. I'm making $200 million, and they got to incentivize it just so I can get it. Let that sink in.
Yeah, I'm letting it sink. But listen, I'm trying to be a sponge right here, right? And you said something earlier. Now, I didn't want to cut you off because you was preaching, but I need you to run that back. Now, you say you are what you repeatedly what?
You are what you repeatedly do. Therefore, it's not a singular act. It's a habit.
Stay right there. Stay with me now, because I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that on my kids. Now, next time they get out of the line, I'm gonna use that on the kids.
I see you.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that in preaching to my daughter. You know, I'm going to College Station.
Yes.
University of Kentucky is running a College Station down at Texas A&M. You know, so my daughter's running. So I'm gonna talk to her before the track meet, and I'm gonna tell her. I'm gonna start off with that. You are what you repeatedly do. Okay.
Therefore, it's not a singular act. It's a habit. Ooh.
And I need to make sure. I know you, baby. I know you probably watching. So you be ready. Be ready for this speech now. Got me getting on this plane. I need to see. I need you to PR something. You better bring it home.
But the money's gonna come. The money is gonna come. You think Michael Jordan thought he was going? Yeah. If somebody would have told Michael Jordan, Michael, this is what you're gonna be. Michael didn't do this because of money.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
But he played as if he was flat ass broke. Everything that you want, all you have to do is go out there. Look, the fans will appreciate a guy that gives it everything that he has, but that's not supremely talented, but they know that he or she is giving it everything they have. As opposed to somebody they know that's immensely talented, and they look at it like, man, he bull jiving. All that. To waste the gift. To waste the gift, Ocho, you demean yourself.
Yeah.
You cheat yourself. I hope this is the one time in 2025 that Zion, God dang it, enough is enough.
Something got to click.
Let me go on and be what I'm supposed to be. An all-NBA, a perennial all-star. That's what he should be. A perennial, not just once and then 3 years later another. A perennial all-NBA, a perennial all-star. Every year he has that kind of ability.
Now, speaking of ability, speaking of what he should have been outside of being a perennial all-star, was he not supposed to be next in line to be the face of the NBA?
Yes.
Or am I tripping?
Yeah, he had that LeBron. LeBron had that buzz coming around out of college. Wemby. Now it's Wemby.
Right.
He ain't waiting. I know there's only one Michael Jordan, but look at the greats. You think Bird played for money? Just take the greats. Just take the greats. Attach any name to it. The money's gonna come. Because they look at you and see the NBA players, the NFL players, Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, whatever the case may be.
Ocho, yeah, go ahead.
It's really simple. I played like I was broke because any amount of money that I was getting was 15 times what I was making. And you mean to tell, hold on, Ocho, you mean to tell me you're going to pay me money for something I've done for free for 17 years and they make a dime. Now you going to pay me to do it?
Come on now. Come on.
Pop Warner, I ain't get a dime. JV, I ain't get a dime. High school, I ain't get a dime. College, I ain't get a dime. Now I get to this level, and y'all gonna pay me for something I did for free. Man, please.
And speaking of that, I like the fact that you just mentioned this, right? I like that you said, Pee Wee, you didn't get paid. You know, junior high, you didn't get paid.
Nope.
High school, you didn't get paid. College, you didn't get paid. Well, never mind. That's a whole nother story anyway about college, but we're going to get back to that. But obviously, make it to the NFL, obviously, now you paying me to play a game that I played as a child, having fun and entertaining, and you mean to tell me, now I'm going to get to the rules of the NFL and how they like to control, the individualism. So now you mean to tell me when I get to the NFL and I'm playing the game the way I played it all my life, and now I make it to the highest level with the 1%ers, now you're telling me how the game should be played now that I made it. So why would I change, Unc? And this goes back to you as well, because you used to get on me too about my style of play and the way I play the game.
Yeah.
And what's the first thing they take from us? What's the first thing they take from us when they want to keep us alive? Huh?
Money.
Why did they take our money? Because the NFL or any entity, and their only way to control the players or the people that work for them is by taking the money, because that's what they think they value most. But like you just said it, the money can always come, which is why I never changed, huh? I never changed. I ain't played football in 13, 14 years, because of you and some other entities that have afforded me the opportunity. Hell, I'm making more money now, and I ain't caught a touchdown in years.
That's how it should be.
Come on now.
But these guys, I don't understand, bro. Think about the money that you're making. These guys making 40, 50, 60, 70 million. That's on the court. Now they're making another 10, 15, 20 off the court.
Yeah.
So you're making $100 million. And all you got to do is say, you know what? I got to have my weight in between this and this. All I got to do is just play hard. You're not going to score 30 a night, but just play hard. And some guys they can't even give you that consistent effort. Alan Hahn said on Get Up this morning, you could argue Luka might be a better fit with LeBron than anybody he's ever played with, including D. Wade. Ocho, who do you believe is LeBron James' best partner?
It could be Kyrie. It could be D Wade. It could be Luka. Obviously, listen, goddamn LeBron is like a fucking late. God, dog it, man. Sorry, Unc, my bad. LeBron is a Lego piece, Unc. You could plug him anywhere, and he gonna fit.
Mm-hmm.
You can plug him anywhere. You can put it with anybody, and it's gonna fit because LeBron is he's just that great. LeBron is really that great where he can adjust his game depending on who he's playing with.
Yeah.
He can play off the ball. He can dominate the ball. He can bring the ball up. He can play point. He can do everything. So I understand what he's saying, but it's almost like diminishing LeBron's greatness in saying that look at it doesn't matter who he's playing with. He can adjust to the people that he's playing with. It doesn't matter. And he showed that. He did it with Kyrie. He did it with D Wade. He won. He's going to win with Luka. Obviously, there's some more pieces that need to be added to that puzzle before they get to that point to where they're back to their winning ways. But there's only so much time. Time is ticking, over there, which is why I like my idea of Embiid. We ain't got nothing to lose because you need a big.
But here's the thing: you get Embiid, and then you got to give him the rock. Luka needs the rock. Luka's going to have the ball more because Luka, as I said last night, Luka is better on the ball than he is off the ball. LeBron James needs the ball, but LeBron can play off the ball. You're going to see a lot of lobs. You see LeBron coming through like Batman with those lobs. You see LeBron getting out on the floor. He has somebody that he can trust wholeheartedly to run the offense and not ever have to come get the ball and say, I got it from here. Luka can do that.
Yeah, because he can create his own shot too, huh?
Luka can create. He's the best. What Luka can do as opposed to what Luka can handle the ball, run the offense, get his own shot, get everybody else involved, and give you 40, 15, and 12.
Because he's efficient. But think about this, huh? I'm going to go back to the Embiid thing one more time. Think about Luka being able to run the offense. Think about LeBron. Think about the offense, the way the offense is being run. Think about the spacing that is created because what they have offensively and what that would do for Embiid.
Right.
Not very many double teams.
Right.
Allowing you to sit in the paint, to do what you do best. And if, based on rotation, if you have to go mid-range or go three, you could do that. Then he doesn't have to do much running outside of going up and down in transition and playing defense.
Well, see, you got to be careful, Ocho, because two things can be true. Luka might be the better player individually, but that don't mean that he's the best player with LeBron as a duo.
Right. Because
you take one person that can sing over here, another person that can sing over there, and bring them together, and you might not get that beautiful. You might not get Tina Marie and Rick James. You might not get Stephanie Mills and Teddy Pendergrass. You see what I'm saying, Ocho? You might not get Barry White and Lisa Stanfield. Now, Lisa Stanfield's not the best singer ever. Barry is Barry. But when you put them together, been around the world and Chad, y'all know what I'm talking about.
As good as LeBron and Luka are, at least you're going to get Peebo Bryson and Roberto Flack. Come on now. You're going to get that just because of who they are. And based on the resume and the great ones that LeBron has played with, regardless of who's better and who's that, they're still going to win because the duo, especially when you put them together, you know what you're getting.
We only got 4 games. Let's hold off before we say Luka and LeBron is the best. All the other duos, he won 2 championships with D Wade. He won a championship with Kyrie. He won a championship with AD. Let's wait more than a game or 4 games before we decide. Okay, we good. The 76ers, Joel Embiid is exploring options for his knee. The 76ers and Joel Embiid are consulting doctors and considering alternative options such as surgery for his injured left knee. Both sides have hoped for progress in Embiid's condition, but his determination to play and current treatments, including regular injections, sources said, have not led to anything improvable. Embiid has publicly and privately said in recent weeks that he might eventually need surgery or an extended rest period for his knee to heal, but he has been determined to find ways to continue playing and be available for the 76ers. Ocho.
Yeah.
Did Joel Embiid shut it down?
I think obviously it's hampering him. It's hampering his play. It's affecting his ability to dominate the way he once did. Because of his ailing knee, he's not able to dominate the game as he always has, when he is healthy. My suggestion to Embiid, I'm thinking about players, whether it be NBA or football, that have had knee troubles and have come back successful and been able to dominate at their respective craft and respective positions. And the only person I can think of is Adrian Peterson. What Adrian was able to do after having a tearing his ACL completely.
ACL, yep.
I don't know what doctor. Lord have mercy. I don't know what doctor Adrian Peterson went to, but whatever he did, whatever procedures, whatever rehab he did, Embiid needs to follow suit. I know there's a difference in height and weight and everything, but if Adrian Peterson come back and not skip a beat or not miss a beat and come back and do what he did and still play at an elite level after completely tearing his ACL, Embiid can come back too as well, if he's serious about putting in the work to get back to his dominating ways.
Think about what AP was before he got injured. So he approached it, huh?
You don't think Embiid was
his physical condition? Did we have any doubts about AP, Adrian Peterson conditioning? Did we have any doubt, any questions about his desire and what football meant to him?
I see what you mean. Okay, I see where you're going.
So now he's going to. So everybody's like, man, AD's not going to be what he once was. His mindset's, I'm going to be better than what I once was. And he attacked it.
Right.
You said there's a difference. There's a difference between being 6'6", and 220 as opposed to being 7'1" and 340, 320. You see the difference? Yeah. And
is it
injured
possible?
Young people grow up to be injured old people. You don't get healthier as you age.
Right.
Normally, when you have issues as an adolescent, juvenile, what happens? You carry those illnesses into adulthood.
Okay.
There have been times, sometimes you get out of it. You have allergies or you have migraines or things of that nature, and sometimes you can overcome them. But a lot of times, if you are injured or you have illnesses or ailments as a youngster, that normally follow you into your adulthood. Go ahead.
I got a good question. Chat, y'all could answer this too. AP, obviously, he had the mindset. Everything is mindset when it comes to getting injured, regardless of how much money you've made. Do you think Embiid's mindset can change at this stage of his career, despite already being rich, despite already being paid? Is it possible for that hunger to still be there? Is it possible that hunger to want to dominate and get back to where he once was when he is healthy, when he was available on the court? You think it's still there? Because that's the hard thing for people, especially players, especially once you make a certain amount of money, you kind of get, I don't want to say you got comfortable. I'm not saying he's comfortable.
Yeah.
That same urge and want to and desire, oh, you know what? I got mouths to feed, I got bills to pay. When you already got you're sitting on $250 million already. What's the desire to come back and want to play, or at least get back healthy to your dominating ways?
We have a conversation and we talk about this a lot, is that when someone has everything, when they have fame, they have adulation, they have praise, they've made money, and they still play and they still train as if they're broke.
Yeah.
You look at a LeBron, you look at a Brady, you look at a Kobe, you look at a Jordan, you look at some of these guys now that's currently in the league.
Yes, sir.
It's hard when you live in an ivory tower and you got mink pajamas. It's different, Ocho. It's different.
What kind of pajamas?
Mink.
They got mink pajamas for real?
I'm just saying, when you got mink slippers and silk pajamas and you can live in an ivory tower and everything is marble and hardwood. Right. And you got he just signed an extension, 3 years, $193 million. Now he still had 2 years left. This year, another year, and then the 193 kicks in. And to adopt the mindset, I'm flat ass broke. That was the mindset I had. I wasn't making a whole lot of money. But even when I made money, I wanted them to say, man, we underpaying them. We got a bargain.
Okay.
Everybody doesn't think like that, Ocho. And so it takes a special type of person to get money and still work as if they're broke, destitute.
So that
I gotta feed my.
And you know what? And it's a funny thing when you say that, that's already in you, Unc.
Yes.
Already in
Yes.
you. It doesn't just happen once you get it. You know what? I'm gonna pretend like I ain't got no money. I'm gonna continue to train and approach my craft and my game as if I ain't got it. So if it wasn't in you before you got the money, it definitely ain't gonna be no light switch to kick on once you make it.
Nope. And so that's why you look at Floyd Mayweather after all those titles, that big money, he's still going after to get it. You look at some of the boxers, look at Buster Douglas. He knocked out Mike Tyson, got in great shape to beat Mike Tyson, get $25, $35 million to fight Holyfield, boom. So you can see, that's why I have a great appreciation. You should have a great appreciation also, being a former athlete and knowing, coming from the trenches, getting it out the mud, getting it out of the concrete jungle.
I did.
You have a greater appreciation for guys. LeBron has got that. Look at what LeBron has accomplished. Now he's currently playing and he's worth 1.2, 1.3 billion. But everybody talks about what he puts in. He gets to the arena 5 hours earlier. He does all this stuff. He gets his shoot around. He gets in the cold tub. He gets stretched. He gets his lift in. He's still doing this 22 years in the league. Remember I said greatness is monotonous, is boring. What's great about that? He on the bus, he in the hotels, boom, 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 Mike Macias, boom, doing all this. That's what I tell people. People think, I wish we could have a conversation, because I did have a conversation with Jeff Bezos. I met him a couple of times. And to hear him talk, at one point in time did he mention any part. Now, maybe now you're worth $230 billion, but at no point in time when he was building this was it glamorous. Because it was a grind, because it was monotonous, because it was boring.
Yeah.
Listen at who is that? Larry Ellison. Look at Bill Gates. Look at Warren Buffett. Look at these guys. Mark Zuckerberg. Look at these guys that have built things of. Now look, guys, if y'all just want a 9 to 5, I'm not talking about. I'm just saying. I'm looking at it from a standpoint of being great. And I think Joel Embiid wanted to be great and he had an opportunity. I don't know if he'll ever, I don't want to say ever, but it's so hard, Ocho. He's getting older and his body is failing him more. Because at once upon a time, when we first started, Ocho, you never been injured. But I could bounce back. I get a nick. I could bounce back at the end of the week. I'm ready to go. Then all of a sudden, an injury that would have me bounce back at the end of a week, now all of a sudden I miss a game. And then all of a sudden I miss 4 games. Next thing you know, I missed the whole season. As I got older, my body couldn't recover. I remember, we could play when you young, Ocho, your first 2-3 years. Play Sunday, play Thursday, good. We need to play another game on Monday night? Let's rock and roll. Then all of a sudden, I got to get in the cold tub before practice. Got to get in the cold tub again after practice. Come in early in the morning and get in the cold tub. It's just, he's played just 39 games. He played 39 games last season after tearing the meniscus in his knee. This season, the lingering knee issues combined with a foot sprain have caused him to play just 19 of 56 games. Because what happens, Ocho, if you get a flat tire and you continuously drive that car on that flat tire, it just don't mess up the rim and the rotor on that side. It F's up your alignment.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to compensate. The body is meant to work in unison, in sequence, just like your body. You start having knee issues, before long, you're going to have hip problems. You're going to have back problems. You're going to have foot problems. That's just the way it is. And because you're dealing with a man his size with knee problems?
Yeah, that's bad. So listen, what were the expectations for the Sixers coming into the season?
Boy, they supposed to challenge the Celtics. You got Joel Embiid, you got Tyrese Maxey, and you just gave Paul George a max contract. So you got 3 guys. Maxey was an all-star. We know what Joel Embiid, a former MVP, finished runner-up to Nikola Jokic, led the league in scoring twice. Paul George, we know, he was supposed to be that third and missing piece. So the expectations were through the roof. It was supposed to be Boston, the Cavs, the Knicks, and the Sixers. Those were supposed to be the team that's duking it out for an opportunity to
Are they even in contention? Is it
No,
even?
no. They might go ahead and tank for Cooper Flag or that kid from Auburn or something. It's over for them.
But then at that point, then I think it is okay for Embiid to shut it down. Yeah, I think it's okay, especially at this point. If you're only hurting yourself, if anything, you just tore your meniscus. You're coming back now. You have a foot sprain. That's injury on top of injury. So all you're gonna do is make it worse.
Yes.
All you're gonna do is
Because
make it worse. It's like getting a flat tire. You put air back in it, and instead of getting a new tire, you just plug it. At some point, it's gonna go flat again.
walk around with a rock in your shoe. Put a little rock in your shoe and walk around with it. Now you gonna hop.
Hey, that's aggravating.
Guess what, Ocho? You ain't gonna put no pressure on that thing because you don't want to feel that thing. Now watch
Right.
your hip on the other side. Watch what it do.
Mm-hmm.
Watch what your knee and your back do because you're overcompensating. Because the body's gonna compensate. That's what the body does.
Sure.
And then and so like, hey, at some point in time, be like, shh, you know what? You won't stop and get this rock out. I'm gonna sit you down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's what's gonna happen. So you're looking at the right now. The the Wizards are 9-47. The Pelicans are 14-43. Utah 14-42. Charlotte 14-41. Toronto 18-39. The 76ers have the sixth worst record at 20-36. They've lost 7 straight. In last 9 games, they're 1-9. Excuse me, last 10 games, they're 1-9.
Well, goddamn, he should have been shut it down. He should have shut it down at the All-Star break.
So right now, they should theoretically, but you know how the lottery is. I mean, just because you got the 6th worst record, that don't mean you're going to get the 6th pick in the draft. They could get the number 1 pick. They could be at the bottom of the lottery, which is like 14 or 15.
Right.
Don't know. But I just think the thing is, at this point in time, you're not going to win a title. Even if Joel Embiid comes back healthy, which he's not, just go ahead and shut him down.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and shut it down and give him. So now he has March, April, May, June, July, August, September to have this procedure and try and get back healthy for next year. And says, okay, but at the rate it's going, I don't really see a scenario when Joel Embiid finishes his career in 76ers.
And you know what's going to happen? It's just the way life works, just the way sports works sometimes. I think they're going to make I'm not going to call it a mistake. They're going to remove themselves from having to deal with Embiid and the injuries and the injury history in general. He's going to go somewhere else and going to be all world. He's going to be all world. He's going to be healthy. He's going to be fine. I guarantee you it happens all the time. I've seen it happen multiple times. You know, a player was on a specific team. He was very good at what he does, but due to injuries, it didn't allow him to reach his full potential with that specific team. He goes somewhere else after getting surgery in the offseason, having enough time to get healthy, and plays lights out and reaches the potential that he should have at a whole nother team. I guarantee that's going to happen.
I hope that's the case. San Antonio head coach, Hall of Famer Gregg Popovich is not expected to return this season, and his future is uncertain as he recovers from a mild stroke suffered in November. Shams added during the appearance on the ESPN NBA Countdown that Pop is getting stronger and stronger in his rehab. The news came 2 days after Spurs announced that Wemby would be shut down for the rest of the season after being diagnosed with a DVT, deep vein thrombosis, in his right shoulder. You notice, Ocho? When somebody else has a procedure, it's always mild. A mild stroke. You notice it's never mild. It's never minor surgery when it's on you. Man, I'm about to have surgery. Oh, you getting scoped? Boy, hey. It's minor. Everything is minor or mild as long as it's on somebody else.
Yeah.
When it's on you, it's major.
Major, yeah.
We know what Gregg Popovich is. We know who he is. We know what he is. He's one of the greatest coaches in NBA history. Some says, based on what he's been able to do and the time in which he's been able to do it, he might be 1 or 2. We know Coach Auerbach, what he was able to do with the Celtics in the 60s. Phil Jackson has 11 titles. And Pop, same team, same system. Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Manu, basically, and then at the tail end, they got Kawhi. But it's sad. Speedy recovery, Coach. We need you back on the sideline, mugging the reporters. asking them why they asking you them questions. You watching the game, right?
Oh man, damn.
But hopefully, like I said, I didn't expect him to return, Ocho.
Right.
Mild stroke doesn't matter. That's something serious. My grandmother suffered from one of those, and you got to learn, obviously to the degree how severe it is. But she had to learn how to walk again and move. Because normally one side of the brain affects the opposite side of the body, so you have to relearn all that stuff again. And now I'm saying she's getting. Coach Pop, I can assure you, is getting the best PT possible.
Right.
He's probably getting PT multiple times a day. But Coach, get well soon.
Yes, sir.
You and Wemby, y'all got something special growing down there with Stephen Castle. They got a nice little squad brewing down there, Ocho. They really do. I like Vassell. Huh? Oh yeah, they got D Fox now. De'Aaron Fox. They got Castle. They got Vassell. They got Keldon Johnson coming off the bench. CP is gives them great leadership. And then they got Wemby. They got that alien, 7'4", can shoot the three, put the ball on the floor, can post up. He can do a lot of different things. Personally, I think he shoots a little bit too many threes. He's already one of the great defenders in NBA history. So they got something special brewing. Now they just need Pop to come back, get Wemby healthy, and let's see what this thing looks like in the next 2 to 3 years. Nikola Jokic, who was famously drafted in the middle of a Taco Bell quesarito commercial, he finally spoke about that. He admitted, "I've never had Taco Bell just because of that."
Wait, he never had Taco Bell because he was drafted?
They were in commercial when he was drafted. So he was in the second round. He was the 60th pick. Right. Once you get past 1 through 15, people all of a sudden they go into the bathroom, going to get beer. They, if they have draft parties or whatever the case may be. So you know damn well it's not like the NBA, Ocho. I mean the NFL, where you got good picks. The second round, third round. Some guys are all Americans and going into the second and third round. So you kind of tuned in a little bit more than basketball. Once you get past that 1 through 15, it might be like he was 60th. So he's in the second round. They goes to show you. They was in commercial.
60th, Unc?
Yes. 3-time league MVP, finals MVP. One of the great players in NBA history was a second round pick.
Can I ask what was wrong with his footage? Was it that bad?
He was out of shape. And like I said, if you look at him, here's the thing: they judge the book by its cover. He had a 3-inch vertical. You know what I'm saying? He was a little out of shape.
So I'm sure
as a matter of fact, they took Yusef Nurkic in the first round. Because he was drafted by the Nuggets. So was Yusef Nurkic. Nurkic went in the first round, if I'm not mistaken.
But I'm sure he could shoot the ball. As efficient as he is right now, even with a 3-inch vertical, I'm sure he could shoot the ball before he even got drafted. They had to see the potential. If they didn't see the potential,
he's 41st pick. What was Drake? In that same draft, right? You're right. And what was Yoke? 41st or 60th? He was the 60th pick. Chad. LOSOT. He was not 41st. They said 41st. 31st. Ash be giving me some wrong information. He was the 41st pick in the draft.
I mean,
which is 11 picks after the first round. Because there's 30 teams, so 1 through 30 is the first round. So he went 11 picks into the second round. Draymond Green was a second day pick. But
now, is that a bad thing? It's not a bad thing, especially once you blossom into what you should be.
Right. But it just goes to show, Ocho, some things you just can't see. Everything is measurables.
Right.
How high can you jump? How fast can you run? How can you do this? There are certain things. He's never going to win anything with his T-shirt off and jumping and dunking and doing all that. He ain't finna do nothing.
Right.
He's not. But put a ball in his hand.
Oh, yeah. He come to play now.
There are certain guys in the NFL. We've all seen it. We've seen guys go to the combine, jump through the roof, touch the ceiling of the RCA Dome. We've seen guys run 4.2, run 4.3. We've seen guys bench press 35, 40 times.
You put him in that structured environment, they're no-show.
Couldn't play dead in a horror movie. Look like Tarzan, play like Jane. You don't know no rhyme or reason, Ocho, because certain things you can measure. You can't measure everything. What's inside of him? What makes him tick?
Oh, yeah.
What makes a guy tick? Where did he come from? How did he grow up?
Yeah.
Is he hungry? Now, because there are a lot of guys hungry that just refuse to eat. But I need a guy hungry.
Yeah.
I'm talking about starving.
That's why what you put
because if I don't get this, guess what, Ocho? If I don't get this, my mom ain't gonna eat. If I don't get this, my granny ain't gonna eat. If I don't get this, my kids. I got a choice. Your grandma, my grandma gonna eat. Your mom, my mom gonna eat. Your kids or my kids gonna eat. That's the way I look at it, Ocho. That's the way I approach it.
See, now you talking about my kind of mentality right there. You hear me? That's my that's my mentality. Now you understand. A lot of people call me crazy now. So think about this, right? Chat, y'all stay with me for a second. Think about this, right? Think about your kids behind you. All your kids right behind you, right?
Yeah.
Your mom, your grandma, right? And you in front of your kids and your grandma, your mama. And let's say James Harrison is right there trying to get to your family. What's gonna happen?
Run, y'all, run.
See, come on, huh? See, that's my mentality. You understand me? Huh? My kids behind me, all 11 of them. And I'm in front of them, and James trying to get to my kids. That means I got to protect my family. So it's that mindset I'm going into fighting him with great understanding that the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Okay.
And that's what's going to happen. And I just want to use that analogy. I didn't mean to go off topic, but I'm just giving you a little.
Guys, y'all making my point. See, that's right. It's intangibles. Intangibles is what you can't measure. Right. They're measuring his height. They're measuring his speed. They're measuring how high he can jump. That's the point. Thank you. What is it that you cannot see? What is it that you cannot measure? Which is what's inside of an individual.
Okay.
That's the difference. Yes, we know. But when you have a guy that have all those measurables and he has a burning desire that's inside of him, ta-da, you get LeBron James, you get a Michael Jordan, you get a Kobe, you get a Deion Sanders, you get a Lawrence Taylor, you get those guys that are supremely gifted and have a burning desire to be great, an unquenchable desire. And even when they've climbed to the top, they don't admire the view from the top. They find another thing, they find another summit to scale. See, it wasn't good enough for Michael Jordan to win Rookie of the Year. I got to do more. It wasn't good enough for him to be an MVP. I need to do more. I need to win Finals MVP. I need to win the title. Same thing with LeBron. I need to be a Defensive Player of the Year. I need to be an All NBA player. I need to be universally regarded as the best, the de facto. That's what these guys got. You see, Tom Brady ain't got no measurables. He can't. Man, dude ran the worst 40, had the worst looking body. But what was in here and what's up in there?
Undeniable.
And it wasn't like he got a 50. A Ryan Fitzpatrick. I think Pat McInally might have got the highest score. I think Pat McInally got like a 49 or a 50. Ryan Fitzpatrick got like a 48, 49 on the Wonder Link out of a 50.
Yeah,
there are a lot of guys, but guess what?
48 too.
Nah, Jerry ran 4.6. Jerry didn't run no 4.5. He ran a 4.5 when he had the ball in his hand, but that's not what he ran in the combine. Yeah, Pat McInally. Yeah. And both guys played at Cincinnati. Y'all get some smart ones. I don't know what happened once they get there. The man got a 50. If I'm not mistaken, I think Pat McInally might be the only guy that's ever gotten 50.
You got it perfect, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, I was so close.
Speaking of Mike Mamula, Boston College, Ocho, got a 49 on the Wonder Lick. goes there like 260, runs 4.5, vertical this out of standing, long jump like 11 feet, everything.
Could he play? Could he play?
They sent him out to recess about 5 times a day and still couldn't play. Another guy, Vernon Golston, had all those measurables.
Hey.
Ohio State. Go back and look it up. Look at him. Looked like a Greek god.
Couldn't play?
There is no rhyme or reason, Ocho, that you look at somebody like, can't miss. He's a can't miss. Ain't no such thing as can't. There's no such thing as all or every. But, you put this like, man, ain't no way. Bro, I'm like, look like that, bro. You got to be able to do something.
They going by the eye test.
And it wasn't Ocho. He was amazing in college.
Yeah. Hey, college and the pros is completely different. Whether people believe it or not. Completely different ball game.
The Celtics had a little bit of a run, had a little fun with Jaylen Brown quizzing him on musicians new and old. He did not pass with flying colors. Ocho, let's take a look at this.
Let me see this. I might get some wrong people.
When do you see it? Who's that? Are you missing? Are you missing? Prince? Actually, I'm not. Who did well at this?
Not you.
Me.
Bad Bunny.
Celine Dion.
Dion. Dang, I think I know this one too. We'll be right after Paul McCartney. That's great.
Hey, I like that. That's dope. That's dope. You'd be surprised, huh? How many professional athletes don't know, artists, whether they're famous or not.
And likewise.
They're not really able to call, based on facial recognition. They wouldn't know unless you are one of the elites at what it is you do. I mean, there's a few people on there. I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't know who they were.
Yeah. I mean, Ocho, I was there last night.
You saw people you ain't know?
Look, I know more people than Jordan. You don't know nobody. And he don't know nobody.
Yeah.
Hey, boss, isn't that Madam VP? Yeah, Jordan, you just saw it in October.
Hold on, I got a question. Being at something like the NAACP Awards, was there anybody you were excited to see or might have been a little starstruck that you hadn't had a chance to meet before?
For the most part, Ocho, I had pretty much met a lot of them.
Right.
I've met in Taraji before. I met Gabrielle, obviously. Kiki and I, not really. Damon Wayans. I hadn't met him. I hadn't met Marlon. That's about it. That's about it. That I was like, okay, because it's always nice to be somewhere and finally put a name to a face. Like, okay, that's okay.
Okay, yeah.
Because sometimes you see them and they don't look like they look on television,
right.
And I'm like, they smaller,
right, shorter
than you would think.
Right.
Or they're a little larger, a little taller than what you would think.
Right.
And so it's always it's great to see people and be in that environment.
That's dope. That's
I want to go to the Oscars. I'm going to the Oscars.
Oh, I was supposed to host. Never mind, because you ain't gonna believe me.
Yeah, I met Adele. I've met Beyonce and Hove. But that's about it. I'm trying to think.
Dope. Anybody ask about me at the NAACP Awards?
No, yes, they do. They like, man, where Ocho at?
Yeah.
I said, ain't no telling where Ocho is. He
Yeah,
said, man, Ocho crazy. I said, tell me
something
something that I don't know.
That's me.
But it must be your food. You ordered some food? Oh. But no, I wouldn't. A lot of those, like Ocho, I hosted the Emmy Awards.
Right.
Man, even as much as I studied,
Right.
man, them people walking by, but you know they're in your ear. That's such and such. That's such and such. Because if they didn't walk on by,
You'd have been lost, huh?
Yeah, for sure. Because it was like, now you got all these shows on Netflix and you got all these other shows on Amazon and you got all these shows. So it's just not like when you and I grew up, the Emmys, everybody was on ABC, CBS, NBC. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got like 12,000. Man, I'm like, man, please. And then trying to pronounce their name, I said, nah, you gonna hit that name. I'm good. I'm gonna do the talking, but you get that name. So yeah, it was fun. We had fun last night, Ocho. We had a great time.